All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. So I know we cut that last episode short. So we're gonna pick back up where we left off with college football. Gonna do a little bit of a spin to it though, because college football, as everybody knows, is like there's a lot of teams, a lot of news, just a lot of stuff to cover in general. So we just found something specifically that we do want to talk about. We found the preseason top 25. So we just gonna go through that and we just gonna kind of jump into that, talk about who we think still going to be there at the end of the season, who looks like true contenders in this list, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah, I mean, starting off, we'll just run through the teams. You got number 1, Ohio State, Oregon at 2, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. That rounds out the top 10. Let's just stop right there. So no, we'll just run. We'll just run the rest of these. 11, you have Alabama.
Roll Tide.
12, Texas Tech, which we'll come back to them. 13, LSU. 14, USC, BYU, Michigan, Penn State, Tennessee, Washington, SMU, Utah, Iowa, Clemson, Houston, and Missouri wraps up the top 25.
All right, so before we go directly into the list and talk about the teams, I just want to point out the fact that I think you know just as well as I do, some of these guys, regardless of where they are, made this list because of, the name and the prestigious history of the school. Obviously, you look at the top 10 teams. You got Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, even Miami. So
yeah, I think the biggest one that probably won't be here for long is going to be Texas Tech. I have no idea what they're going to do. I don't know if they had a backup plan for Sorsby. I don't know. Their season could be a disaster.
definitely could be.
I think there's a lot riding on Dan Lanning this year in Oregon. I mean, he's kind of in the same boat as James Franklin was. I mean, you get there, but you just can't get it done.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Yeah,
if you
you
look
can
at
win some games, but it's when you got to play somebody good that they got Indiana beat the brakes off them.
if you look at the two teams they had to play 2 years in a
Or
row,
was it Ohio State? Was it Ohio State?
it was both of them.
Was,
The year before last, they had to play Ohio State in a rematch, and Ohio State beat the brakes off of them. And
yeah.
this year, it was a game against Indiana, and Indiana
sure
beat the brakes off of them. So, I mean, I wouldn't say the pressure is on for him.
I think so, because I mean,
I don't.
at the
I don't
same
think
time,
so.
I mean, you're getting there. You're just not getting anything done.
Yeah, but Dan Lanning has had them in the mix like every season, especially now that it's 12 teams. I mean, he's been in there every single season. So
yeah, but now but I mean, so was Penn State.
Yeah,
couldn't win. They just couldn't win the big games, which Oregon really can't either. I think there's a lot of pressure on Texas.
Yes,
they
there
loaded
is,
up.
100%.
They loaded up for Art. I mean, they went and got him Cam Coleman from Auburn. So that's probably going to be huge because he's actually really good. He couldn't help Auburn suck.
Yeah, they did. They did a lot. They did a lot to build around
This is
him.
basically a championship or bust for them. So.
Yeah. Now, personally, I don't know if I like Georgia sitting at 3. I mean, again, no disrespect to them. They've been good. I mean, Kirby Smart they're one of those top tier programs year in and year out. But I feel like 3 might be a little high.
Miami, or I mean, Indiana just lost too much. They lost a lot of players.
Yeah, but I remember now who they brought in. They brought in Josh Hoover from TCU. So I mean, it could be a little bit of a reload situation for Indiana. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Now you're gonna see like, okay, was it just a fluke? I mean, you were just this is what it took for you to be good. You can pay players now
Yeah, I mean,
legally.
I think just honestly looking at this top 25, I'm going to tell you the one team who I think is just going to be there because one, their schedule is not that tough, and two, because they're guaranteed a spot if they finish in the top 12, and that's Notre Dame. Which I
Yeah,
know we touched on that.
they're
I want to say,
basically they're basically locked in. They're gonna make the playoffs unless their
they're
season
just
just
bad.
somebody gets hurt.
Yeah. So again, another one of those teams where like I feel like top 5 is. I don't know if they're like realistically a top 5 team. I mean, I feel like that's pushing it a little bit. If anything, for the team who won the national championship, I get they lost a lot. For them to lose a lot and still be ranked in the top 10 says a lot about what they've done in the past couple seasons.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just can you keep it up? Obviously, you just won the national championship. You know, you've got a good coach. Obviously, you built something good. People are going to want to come play there now.
yeah. I mean, just looking
It's just,
throughout the rest of the list too. I mean, Penn State, they're not high, but they're somewhere closer to the top 15, which is a little surprising given how last season went. Um, Washington's there, which again, I could see them still being somewhere in the mix towards the end of the season, barring a few losses that they really shouldn't have. SMU, I was surprised to see. Utah was also surprised to see. Iowa, yeah,
usually these teams are always in there. Like you throw in Houston, you throw in Iowa. Iowa's usually in the top 25 because they do have a good team. They just can't score.
yeah, and I mean, we see Michigan's there, so we'll see what they do this season. You would expect them to have a better season than what they did last year. Um,
Yeah, BYU's
USC,
always in there, but their conference kind of sucks.
it's like you said too. Texas Tech, they're one of the biggest question marks because like y'all's quarterback situation definitely took a hit with Swordsby basically
Yeah,
getting banned from college football. Um,
and then Clemson. I mean, this is probably it for Dabo. Like I said, they probably going to win the national championship for them to keep him. I know it sucks.
um,
It's one of them things like some coaches, you know, are holding on, like they're holding on to him because he's a good coach. I mean, they haven't won a national championship in a while, but I mean, that little stretch, Clemson was in and out. It was back and forth. I mean, they've been a playoff team. They had a couple rough seasons. Um, it's just one of them things that honestly, it's Dabo just running his mouth.
I think out of this entire list right here, this whole top 25, your playoff teams, you're gonna have those. I think those first 5 teams are gonna be in the playoffs. Um, I'm going to be biased here and say I would love to see Alabama in the playoffs. I think they could definitely be a playoff team if everything pans out for them, especially from the quarterback perspective. I think LSU is definitely a team that will be a playoff team, given their season goes as planned in Kiffin's first season. They could definitely be a playoff team. Who else we got? We got Texas A. There's Texas A&M, Miami. I mean, because again, there's only 12 spots, so it's going to be hard to just take everybody.
Yeah, it's that part. It's Notre Dame. Well, technically, there's only 11 because Notre Dame's they're gonna be here. So
Yeah.
unless somebody gets hurt, or unless their quarterback gets hurt, or they just have a terrible season, they're almost guaranteed they don't play anybody. They play Miami and I think BYU, and that's essentially it. No disrespect, but that's about it.
So
Even losing
I'm
those two, they're guaranteed if they're in the top 12, they're guaranteed a spot. So only 11 other teams can go.
I'm gonna tell you who I expect from this preseason list, who I think could probably win the whole thing, and I'm gonna go with Texas.
Yeah, I mean their team is good. It's can they get over that hump? I think if they can get there, I think they have a chance. All of it depends on Arch because he
Yes,
sucked at the beginning of the season, but at back end of the season they were actually looking pretty good. If they would have made the playoffs, I'm not saying they would have won, but
I
they didn't make the
mean,
playoffs.
yeah, and you got to look at who they brought in too. I mean, you talking about one of the best receivers in the sport. So
Yeah, he might go crazy with Arch. He actually has somebody that can throw him the ball,
yeah, that's what
and
I'm
they said
saying.
he's been going crazy in the spring practices and stuff.
Yeah. Um.
Miami, they should be all right. The ACC's just not that strong outside of a couple. They're kind of like the Big Ten, no disrespect, but there's only a couple teams that are really like that in the ACC.
Yeah. Now I will tell you this that um who was I looking at? Oh, they're not on here, but again, I'm gonna stick to my sleeper team out of the ACC being my sleeper playoff team out of the ACC being Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they always end up beating some teams. They always give Georgia a run for their money every year. Almost beat them last year. It took them like 7 overtimes or 8 or whatever.
Was
They're
that
one of them
last year? Or
teams
was that
you
the year
just
before?
can't.
Or was that the year
It was.
before that?
I think it was. That's a great question. I think it was last year. It could have been the year before. Either way,
One or two.
they always give them a run for their money. Like you said, I think Alabama can be there if they can figure out if whoever they're putting at quarterback. I would assume it's going to be Keelan Russell, but I mean, you never know. But I think they'll be fine. I think there is a little bit of stress on the board, just kind of getting Alabama back to that dominant. Like people were afraid and wanted to play them because
Well,
if
in
you
all
could beat
honesty,
them,
they'll never get back there though. And that's just me. I'm being honest, they'll never get back to that point because you gotta think the landscape of college football has changed. You can
oh well,
actually
yeah,
you can pay
because
guys now.
you're essentially taking players every year.
Yeah,
It's
you're
hard
not
to keep
even
people loyal because you're throwing around money, and they can say what they want. But, I'm sure people do it.
yeah, I mean you gotta think back when Alabama was the most dominant force in college football, they were, they had all of the best guys wanted to come there.
Yeah,
Now it's a lot of the best guys. It's more spread around.
yeah, because now everybody can pay players, not just a certain big teams. I don't care what anybody says. People are paying players. I don't care.
Oh, of course they were,
Look,
but that's still to say too that I mean it's just the first couple of seasons, so I don't
Ole
think there's
Miss,
really.
Ole Miss. I think they might be. I mean, who knows what they're going to look like? I think they can be okay. I mean,
Didn't they give the head coach spot to Pete Golding?
yeah, yeah. They just let
They
him
should
do it.
they should be all right. From what I saw from them against Miami in the semifinal, I think they're gonna be just all right with Pete at the head coach spot. They'll be
Yeah, I
fine.
don't think they lost too much. Obviously, I know some players left because that's just how it is.
Now, when Chambliss leaves, because obviously next year is his last year, they're gonna have to bring somebody in, or at least sign a quarterback that's good enough to carry them for the next, 4 years, 3.
They brought in Deuce Knight from Auburn.
Oh, that's what they
I,
did, didn't they? I
I, I,
forgot. I forgot about that.
I think they'll be fine.
Never
They just
mind.
gotta
Yeah,
let
they'll
it
be
let
fine. They'll be all right.
yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he transferred to Ole Miss, so I
I
think they'll
I
be fine.
honestly I forgot about. I really forgot about that.
So, um, yeah, I think they'll be fine because him and Chambliss are essentially not the same, kind of, sort of. Won't have to change too much of the playbook because they're both going to do the same thing. Again, he can't help Auburn suck, so he
Yeah.
got enough out of there. A&M. I mean, they're one of them teams that you take them serious for like 10 weeks. They're always and they just fold.
See, from what I saw from them, because you saw it against Miami. Well, now don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything from Miami because Miami's defense was nasty, but just they really should have beat Miami in that playoff game. But it fell on Marcel Reed. He threw the game away basically. So
Yeah,
I think they can be a great contending team, but it's all gonna fall on his shoulders. Like I'm not saying he has to do a lot. He kind of reminds me like Lamar Jackson in games where it like matters a ton. It's like I guess he feels like the pressure, and you make a lot of mistakes and stuff, and he just tries to do too much.
yeah, thanks. Um, let's look at some of these other teams. I don't know a lot about some of these. Tennessee, I don't know how good they're going to be.
I think Tennessee might not be a playoff team this year. Then again, I could be wrong. Heupel has had them looking
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be okay.
seasons. Had some tough losses last year. They look really good though. They scored a lot of points still.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, yeah. Um, like Missouri being in the top 25, and I really don't know why they're in the top 25, to be honest.
Well, I know Austin Simmons, the guy from Ole Miss, he transferred into Mizzou. So
That's true. He did
and
go
he
there.
really didn't look bad. He got hurt and
When
Chambliss
he
is
got hurt and Chambliss came in, it was like, well, I'm not benching him now because they were
yeah,
rolling.
yeah. Houston, I don't think they'll be a playoff team, but they
Because I
might.
mean, their running back came back, Amon Hardy. He had like
Yeah,
1,700 yards last year. I mean, they're going to be all right. Missouri is one of those teams like you don't know what you're going to get out of them.
yeah.
They could be decent. I mean, they have been to an SEC championship. I do know that.
They went to like a couple of them when they first came over to
Yeah,
the
because
SEC.
the East was terrible. It was either them or uh, Georgia, and that was about it. I mean, Florida was in there, but the East was trash
Yeah, it was really like in the East. It was really like those three: Florida, Georgia, and Mizzou, and everybody else was trash.
and garbage. Um, I think I'm still going to pick him as my sleeper team. I think Auburn has the potential to be pretty decent. They got a good defense. Like you said, I think you could worry a little bit on their offense, but you are on a better team with better players around you, better coaching, probably, better atmosphere, more money. So I think Auburn just needs a quarterback. I mean, they could have been good last year if they could have scored some points. They always
Well,
have a good defense. They've had one for as long as
we're
I can
gonna
remember. Auburn's always had a good defense.
we're gonna see how well all those guys from USF look in the SEC. We're
I'm
gonna
real
see.
curious to see what Vandy looks like. You know, Pavia kind of put them on the map. They got a
Well, now
very good quarterback
hey,
out of.
yeah, they flipped Jerry Curtis from Georgia, so I don't know, man. They've been talking real good about him, so I don't know. They could be all right. I'm not gonna say
So
they're
if
gonna
they
win the
suck, he'll
SEC.
transfer.
Oh, yeah, of course, because somebody's gonna come and offer him a bag. Like, hey, man, come play for our team. We have much better talent around you. You get a shot at a national championship, and we're gonna give you all
Yeah,
this money.
yeah. Why wouldn't you? Um, USC. I don't know much about them. I don't know what all they've done. BYU again. I don't know much about them. They were pretty good last year.
Well, both teams are bringing back their quarterback, but that's about all that I know. Um, I mean, both teams were USC wasn't in the mix for the playoffs last year, but BYU was at one point, and then they fell out because they lost I want to say they lost two in a row back to back, and they were bad losses too. So,
Michigan again. Bryce Underwood was underwhelming. I mean, now that team went they had a lot going on with the cheating and all the crap they had.
yeah.
So there was
So,
probably a lot of pressure on them. Like, look, man, if we suck, we suck. Don't worry about it. We got a lot, coaching and all that was going on. Penn State, I
mm,
mean, they fired their coach. I mean, I don't know what they're going to look like. They were when what was their quarterback's name?
Drew Aller.
Yeah, when he got hurt, oh, they sucked. When he got hurt, they were absolutely garbage. Which obviously, that kind of goes without saying. But I
True.
don't think they were much. Were they even? I don't think they were that good with him. Were they? I mean, I could be wrong.
Uh, I mean, they did get to the national semifinal last year with him before they choked.
With Aller? No, he got
Yeah,
hurt like middle
no,
of the
no,
season.
no, 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 no. I'm saying not last. I mean, year before last. Year before last, they made it to the national semi. Remember, and they lost to Notre Dame because I forgot what the coach had going on. But I think he called like a pass play, and Drew Aller ended up throwing like a pick or something, and then Notre Dame ended up kicking a field goal.
Yeah. SMU, Washington. I don't know much about either one of them.
Washington, their quarterback's coming back. I do know that for a fact. Well, as of what's around him, I'm not 100% sure, but they are in the Big Ten, and we know who rules the Big Ten right now. The three big dogs in the Big Ten right now are Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State, and that's it.
Oh, you
Everybody
talking about
else,
Desmond? Yeah, Desmond Williams. Yeah, because he wanted to come to LSU, and they were like, no. He was trying to hit the portal, remember?
yeah, he
And
renegotiated his
they were going to
deal.
sue him.
Yeah, he renegotiated his deal, tried to hit the portal, and they said,
Yeah, no,
nah, we're
because
not. That's
he
not
was
how this
going.
is
I'm
going.
pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure he was fixing to jump to LSU, and they were like, we can't let you do that.
Yeah, no,
Iowa again. I really don't know too much about them. They're one
I
of
don't
them
know.
teams that they're probably going to win 9 games because
Make a
I
bowl.
mean they're one of them teams you want to go coach there because the expectations aren't very high. But they'll probably win. I mean, their schedule's not too bad. They'll probably win. They'll probably win 9 or 10 games.
Well,
I mean, their schedule is really easy. I mean, outside of Ohio State, I mean, they really don't play anybody. They can beat Michigan. They can score.
the Purdue athletic director better hope Purdue football wins at least 10 games because if they don't, he's gonna get fired after what he
They
said.
always suck. Yeah, he said if you want to win championships, don't go to Indiana. Come to Purdue. When was the last time you won more than 5 games? Purdue
And then he
sucks.
followed it up. He followed it up and said it just that it didn't age well. He should have never said it.
I don't know if he meant to say it like that. I mean,
No,
he
I
probably
think
did.
I think he meant what he said. He probably thought that it was. I don't know why he said it. I couldn't tell you. I just know if that were me, I wouldn't have said that.
Um, Clemson, like we said. I mean, I don't even know who their quarterback is. I have no
Yeah,
idea because Klubnik went pro.
sure did.
I have no idea who their quarterback is. Um, like I said, geez, this is probably it for Dabo. If they have an underwhelming season, this will be the excuse to let them go.
So from what I just looked up, it's Christopher Vazina is
Who? Here
yeah,
we
he's
go
supposed
again
to
with
be
these
the
names.
he's supposed to be the starter, but they have a freshman who's been pushing him pretty good in practice, competing for snaps. And his name's Tate Reynolds. Yeah, Reynolds. Tate Reynolds. He's a freshman, so um he'll be one of those two guys. We'll see.
Well, week 1 they play LSU in Baton Rouge, so we'll see.
That's a tough first game.
Yeah,
that is a tough first game.
yeah, they got to come. They got to come to Baton Rouge at night at 7 o'clock.
Know how that's gonna go.
Do you think that's fair? All of our home games are night games now. They passed it. Like if you play LSU at home, it's a
It
night
has
game.
to be a
There's
night.
no,
Oh,
yeah, it has
I
to be.
don't. I don't see anything wrong with it.
And the reason they
Bama,
said that is because it gets so hot during the day.
yeah.
I guess what
I
they
mean,
said.
when Bama played them that night in the swamp, they they handled them pretty good.
Yeah, but y'all suck. Y'all about to fire DeBoer.
I don't know. Somebody made the playoffs last year and somebody didn't. So
Well,
I'm
we
just
on that
saying.
lane train now.
Somebody also has a more recent
We
national
had we
championship.
had we had the Nuss bus till he had a flat. Now we got the lane train, baby.
All right. All right
I am
then.
real curious to see what happens. Not to be biased. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say we're going to suck. Obviously, I think we have the potential to be pretty good. It's just one of them growing pains because Lane Kiffin brought almost the whole staff. I mean, he
I
brought.
mean,
I think he brought every offensive. I think he brought the offense. I know he brought the offensive coordinator, and I know he brought multiple staff members.
I think Bama definitely, and this is me. This is me being completely unbiased right now. I think they definitely have an opportunity to. I'm not gonna say win the national championship, but I'm gonna just say be a contending playoff team because I mean the only question mark is the quarterback thing. But look at what's around the quarterback. They brought in a very nice class. They got a really good running back. They brought in a great freshman wide receiver. They got the
Our
receivers.
first 4 games outside of take a Louisiana Tech out of this. Our first 3 games are top 15 teams. We play Clemson, our top 25, I guess if you want to put it that way. We open up against Clemson, then we play Louisiana Tech. Then we have to go to Ole Miss. This is week 3. We go to Oxford, and then we turn around and we get A&M at home in week 4. If we can get to McNeese 4-0 undefeated, you might want to look out. Well, I maybe take it with a grain of salt because it is
I
early in the
think if
season.
anything, y'all are gonna lose one of those 2 games because you got to play Ole Miss and A&M back to back. If
That's
y'all
what I'm
beat
saying.
both
That's
of
a
them,
tough.
if y'all beat both of them convincingly back to back weeks, then you definitely got something to talk about for sure. But
Yeah, that week 3, not to get too far off topic, that week 3 going to Oxford for Lane Kiffin, they better hire the SWAT, the National Guard, just around him because they already said that
it's gonna be bad.
it's gonna be bad.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, as far as Bama goes, it's just the biggest question mark is their quarterback situation. As
Yeah,
soon as that gets cemented, whoever's coming in is obviously gonna be in a good situation. You got to
it
think
does
they
help that you don't play anybody for the first couple weeks.
exactly.
I mean, you
You
get to
kind of
open up against Eastern Carolina. I could probably go out there and beat them. No disrespect, but I probably could.
no. Be
Then you
quiet, man.
play Kentucky. Then you play Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's one of them teams that, I mean, for some reason they can beat you. I mean, they give Georgia a run for their money sometimes.
They definitely
They're one
do.
of
I
them
will
teams
be.
that you just can't. Their defense is usually pretty good. Their offense sucks. Then you
Yeah,
play Florida State. They may beat the brakes. Yeah. But who knows? And then you got to go play South Carolina. I mean, they're usually pretty decent. It's just Lenora Sellers. What do you? He's kind of in that same boat too. Of when the pressure is high, he'd just be out there running around, fumbling the ball, throwing picks. He did get hurt, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, y'all do have this little stretch where, you know, once you get to like October, it's some tough sledding. People are high on Mississippi State for some reason, and I don't really know why. I don't know if I missed something.
The same. I don't know what we missed on that one, but apparently that's what everybody talking about.
So, I mean, they play Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, LSU, and potentially Vandy all in a row.
Yeah, they got a stretch. So
I mean, I think if they can, they should be able to get to Georgia undefeated. Should be, unless they just somehow get beat by. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about Mississippi State. People are high on them. I mean, the only real team, realistically, is South Carolina that would have a chance to beat them, in my opinion, before they get to Georgia. Because Tennessee, I just don't know. A&M is one of them teams. I mean, they're usually pretty good, but like it's like you said, with A&M, you just don't know.
yeah,
They're one of them teams. They always lose to somebody that shouldn't. That's what gets them. That's usually what gets A&M. They lose to somebody stupid that they shouldn't. Like Kentucky would be the one to beat them, or
right.
Missouri. Missouri usually, yeah, somebody like that. A&M always loses to somebody that shouldn't. Let's look at Texas. Let's look at Texas's schedule. Where's Texas? Who do they play? So they open up the season against Texas State. They'll beat them 73 to nothing. Well, then week two, week two they got to go. I think where are they going? They get Ohio State at home. Week two, that'd be a good game. At least you get them at home. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Texas got a tough schedule. They play UTSA. They'll beat them 73 to nothing. Then they play Tennessee. Then they play Oklahoma. Then they play Florida, Ole Miss,
All right.
Mississippi State, Missouri, LSU, Arkansas, and A&M. That's not a tough. That's kind of tough. Going undefeated is just going to be tough in the SEC just because of who you got to play. If you go undefeated in SEC play and your schedule, you're probably winning the national championship. Probably. I don't think any SEC team went undefeated last year. I think they all had what, one or two losses.
SEC
How many losses did
teams.
Ole Miss have? One or two.
I want to say they had one, right?
So yeah, I think so. It was one or two. I mean, it's tough sledding because that's a stretch where Florida might be one of them teams that might shock a lot of people, but I don't know how good they're going to be. I couldn't even tell you who their quarterback is because what's his name went to Baylor, Lagway.
Right.
I have no idea who their quarterback is. Haven't got a clue.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I did see a lot of Florida fans were upset that they don't play LSU this year. We don't play Florida this year, and that's like a big rivalry for us. So, but I mean, yeah, that's basically all I got. Not to ramble too much.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it for me too. I mean, like we said last episode, man, we're just glad college football is back, or just football in general. In all honesty, I mean, this is 6 months of just getting to yell at your TV and just be around friends and family, so on and so forth, just in that type of you know competitive capacity. So, yeah, I mean, that's gonna pretty much do it for this episode. I think the next episode we're working on is basically something like this, except we're gonna do it for like the NFL. So y'all just be on the lookout for that, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.